Welcome to episode 5 of A Troubled Shared. My name is Johnny Cochrane. Very pleased to be talking to you all, but I'm not here alone. I'm here with someone who you just cannot trouble her. You cannot trouble her. It's Twayna Mayne. How you doing, Twayna?
Yo, Johnny, I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, actually. Not too bad. Yeah, you are looking untroubled. You're looking unflustered today. Look
Casual, as always.
Ready to roll.
Got a bit of a cold. But in the grand scheme of things, it's nothing major. So just keep it moving.
And what do you do when you have a cold? Do you have any special treatments that you go or crack on the ginger and lemon and things like that?
Ginger, lemon, honey, and just complain to everybody who's within earshot. That's all I'll do is go, I feel a bit unwell. I've got a cold. Everyone needs to know that I'm unwell, but I'll plow on because people are going through worse. And it's just a cold, for F's sake.
It is, and I do love the fact that it's a classic example of something that I will do, but I don't like it when other people do to me. Like, I will absolutely tell people if I'm feeling rough, but when people, bleat on, it's like, give us a break.
I don't know about it.
We all get a cold.
Yeah. But I will let you know. But I'm like, I don't want to hear your problems. Oh, my leg's falling off. Shh, I've got a cold.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
All got problems, mate.
Trying
to get through this thing called life. Well, that's good. I hope you're feeling better ASAP anyway, Twayna. You're not looking too bad for it, in all honesty. No red nose, dripping nose, or anything like that. You're handling it with grace.
Thank you.
So, well played. Twayna, we know what we're doing here. In case anyone is joining this podcast for the first time, let me drop it on you. We are both comedians, and we are so altruistic that we wanted to come out here and solve all the world's problems, one trouble at a time. We have collected and collated the trouble sent from the audience, and we'll be going through sorting them out. Shall we get ready and start with our trouble? Let's jump into it. Here we go. Right, first up. Having had a lot of health problems recently, my doctor has helped me so much. Nice. Now I've fallen in love with him. Ooh. And I can't stop imagining us in bed together. I'm 53 and single. I should hope so too. He's about 45 and he lives with his partner. He has never flirted or done anything inappropriate. He's a brilliant GP, kind, attentive, a good listener, and very handsome. I can't stop going to see him or my health will suffer. I know he would be horrified if he knew how I felt, and I would never want to do anything to get him into trouble professionally. But I can't get over this crush. It's all I think about, and if anything, my feelings are growing stronger. What you got, Twayna Mayne?
This is a classic. There's two answers to this. There's the sensible answer, like just go and see another GP at the surgery, And then there's the silly answer. It's just like, just lean into it. Make it inappropriate. Come on. It's like, you're an adult, you're 53. You know exactly what you could do in this situation. Or you can make up some symptoms. I don't know. It might be like me with a bit of a cold or a bit of a sore throat. But you're like, well, actually, I think there's something going on in my nether regions. You know what I mean? It's like, what to do, Johnny? What to do? What do you reckon?
Going in there. I mean, the thing is doctors seem like, that quite romanticized profession.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Again, there's a lot of people who might think of a kind of Hugh Grant character, like dithering away, But the reality is they're more like Dr. Legg out of EastEnders, that kind of old. I mean, the thing is, my response to this in general will be, it really depends what symptoms you're going to the doctor to see.
Yeah.
Whether this has got any life. I mean, yes, he's got a Hippocratic oath and all of that stuff, and a duty of care. But if you're going to see him on a weekly with explosive diarrhea, shut it down. You ain't going in there going, oh, once that eases, can you open a window and fancy going out later? You don't want to know. You know what I mean? Or that rash that just won't disappear. Oh, doc, it's all over my groin here. Fancy getting a bite to eat later? Not. And
also, how are you managing to form a crush? Like, who's getting a doctor's appointment in 2025? Like, how you managed to form a crush on somebody? Do you know what I mean? It's like, it takes forever to get through to the doctors for starters. You've got to tell the receptionist all your problems, and then they'll decide whether you can see a doctor. It's like, you've got in there now, so like, it's time to make your move because you might not ever see this person again for another 6 months. Do you know what I mean? Getting an appointment is nigh on impossible. So it's just like, shoot your shot. Tell him how you feel.
It's such a good point. Now the rest of us, the wider public, might actually realise why none of us can see doctors. Affairs with them when they're in. You know, we're like, you're going to be done in there soon because I've really got an ailment. We're just getting past the friend zone in here. How dare you? How dare you develop romantic feelings with your GP when they're so in such high demand? No, I agree. But the reality is look, your doctor's not going to be getting involved with you anytime soon. Let's be brutally honest about it. And, you know, here's the things that really jump out to you. I'm 53 and single, and he's about 45. You don't even know that. Yeah. Guessing his age, and that lives with a partner as well. So, you know, I think there's more barriers to this relationship flourishing than just him being your doctor as well. Like, there's a lot that says not interested. But if it is really a case of whether you need a new GP, honestly, if you genuinely can't get over it, and, you know, you're getting all gooey just at the sight of the man when he walks in, then, yeah, get a new GP. I know it's hard. It is hard, Twayna, to get a GP. So you don't want to give that up, not just for the love relationship, but because he's actually seeing you. So, yeah, are we suggesting, both of us, that this person needs to change GP?
Yeah, that's a sensible answer. Just get a new GP.
Sensible answer, but there was plenty of silly in there as well. So take this advice whichever way you want to, okay? Maybe you want to live a little. Let's move on, Twayna.
I'm a 26-year-old man with a stable job, a stable relationship, and a stable life. Despite all that, I like the idea of doing something wild and running away from it all. A few months ago, I joined a dating site using someone else's photos. I had great conversations with lots of people, all far more interesting than my partner. Previously, when I have been on that site using pictures of myself, I haven't had half the attention this other person's photographs received, so I feel a bit lost. Am I just ugly? Go for it, Johnny.
A little bit of a leap at the end there, isn't it? But this is a classic case of what we know in the business as catfishing. And someone at 26 years old was maybe, you know, not feeling as confident, seeing what it would, you know, what could I have won if I had different genetics? And you've realised that out there are people having a better time than you, mate. There are. But the idea that, first of all, let's just answer the last question. Am I just ugly? No. You might be, but we don't know that. I'm not ruling it out, but it's not conclusive yet. But the only thing that we can be conclusive about is whoever you were using to catfish people with, they're definitely fitter than you. That's what we do know, okay? Yeah. And it's one of these age-old things. To be genuine about it. With internet dating, it has distilled things down to being quite superficial, you know, and very transient. It's very hard to build anything meaningful with people because there's so much choice out there, and it's easy come, easy go. But when you look at, when you look at the situation broadly, these things, if you want something serious, you're not going to just be able to get something by, you know, in this world, if you're lying about who you are at the start. So I would say it might be a little bit more of a shot to the ego, but you're certainly better in the long term just going with what your mama gave you and hoping that someone learns to love it. What do you reckon, Twayna?
I reckon that's pretty... I mean, what's this guy even doing? Do you know what I mean? It's like, you're in a relationship. You said your life is pretty stable everywhere, like stable job, like your life's stable. But in the background, you're thrill seeking on dating apps for what end? Like, do you want to leave your partner? Do you want to stay with your partner? What? And why are you pretending to be Ryan Gosling when you're not? Do you know what I mean? Like, what were you going to do? Like, you've scrolled, everyone's chatted with you, everyone's flirted with you. What are you doing now? What's the next move? You're gonna go out as Ryan Gosling? What's the point of all of this?
It is, and as you said, I mean, there's so much mention of stable at the start. This guy sounds like he's a horse, part horse, stable job, stable relationship, stable life, stable everything. Yeah, but ultimately, it's not that stable because you're in a relationship and you're trying to philander elsewhere. You're not a stable individual, are you?
He's stable and
job,
ugly. What his problem is, he's stable and ugly, and he just wants to be unstable but beautiful. It's a conundrum.
But Twayna, if someone said to you, "Yeah, I'm a stable man with a stable job and a stable relationship," but at 26 years old, I like to go on and catfish people. Don't you think that that's a little bit of an oxymoron? Who's stable? Who's going around catfishing people? You're not as stable as you think you are, mate. And ultimately, you're in a relationship with someone who doesn't know that you're doing this. I am pretty sure is the case. And so I would say that this little problem has a little bit of a bit of karmic forces at play here. You're doing stuff behind your partner's back, and then the world has shown you that you are clearly not as good as you think you are. Your shit does stink, unfortunately, there, mate. And you need to learn that lesson hard and fast. So, yeah, stable, not that stable, actually, and probably ugly. I would probably say treat your partner a little bit better and maybe be thankful for what you've got.
Yeah, your butters. Sort it out.
Should we move on? I think we've sorted that guy out. He just needed to hear a few home truths. Okay, on to the next trouble. I've been called for jury service and I don't want to do it. I've tried to get out of it, but they told me I don't have a valid excuse, so I'll be fined if I don't turn up. But I'm just a 19-year-old girl and I'm too scared to do it. I'll be so out of my depth and I'm worried the case will be a nasty one. Yeah, they can be. Worrying about it is making me so stressed I can't sleep. Twayna, where are we going with this one?
Turn up because you've been sequestered. I think that's the correct word for it. Turn up, and then when the judge has sort of said his bit at the beginning, stand up, look the defendant in the eye, and start going, "You're fucking guilty. You're going down." And then the jury will look over at like an old lady who's been done for a bit of shoplifting, and then just start shouting at her, and then basically just get yourself kicked off the jury. You might end up spending the day in the cells as a punishment from the judge because they'll tell you to sit down, but just get yourself kicked off it. You won't get fined then. I don't think you'll get fined. You might spend a day in the cells, but that's it.
Yeah, a little bit of contempt of court never hurt anyone, does it?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
19 years old. Live a little. Yeah, I mean, a couple of things. First of all, have you ever done jury service?
I haven't yet, Johnny. I would like to do it, but I also am a bit like this person. I don't really want a horrible case. I'd be not happy with a horrible case. So that would be like fraud. Frauds go on forever, and any sort of murder or sexual violence. Anything else, I'm up for it.
Oh, sorry. Why are you bundling fraud in there with murder and sexual violence? Yeah, fraud's a bit of fun, isn't it? You know what I mean?
It goes on for ages. It goes on for a long time. They can be long cases.
So you're part of what you qualify as being horrible is that it drags on.
You drag on, yeah.
Not just harrowing victim accounts. Wrap it up. Can we just send this guy down already? He's fucking sailing his yacht around the Med. He's done it. Look, 19 years old and you're scared of jury. So now, don't get me wrong. The jury trials only really get wheeled out for the big ones. You don't really get it for petty theft. You know, I mean, a little bit of jaywalking. Don't even have that in this country, but you get it. A speeding fine. It's going to be one of the big ones. But with that being said, I mean, I listen to like true crime podcasts, things like that. It's a bit of fun, isn't it? I mean, there could be ones that might be, it might be not nice. And obviously, you laid out a couple. But I'd take a murder trial. It's not great that someone got murdered, but if they're there, I'm there to absolutely foreground myself and make that into an absolute Netflix special. I want that case to be, I want that case to be out on court TV and remade. And I'm going to be acted out by some like young upstart actor who's got some kind of Don King afro, who's going to be coming in and just blasting out all my quotes. And so I would just say to this 19-year-old, stop being so scared about things. This is life now. And part of what a jury is it needs to represent the whole wider society. And guess what? Guess what's in wider society? 19-year-old girls. 19-year-old girls are part. So represent the scared 19-year-old girls out there and do your civic duty. I'm saying get stuck in, Twayna. I mean, you know, and at the end of the day, one thing we do know about 19-year-olds, they haven't got enough money usually to be able to pay court fines for being scared. So big girl pants, get yourself in there and send someone down for a long time.
Also, she's not a girl. You're a woman. You're 19, for fuck's sake. Can I swear, Johnny? I've just done it. But I'm like, stop calling yourself, you're a woman. You're a young woman. You're not a 19-year-old girl. So fucking sort your shit out. Be brave and just do it.
Exactly. I've got images or in my head of this girl walking around, or woman walking around listening to Britney Spears. I'm not a girl, not yet a woman. In that in-between land, like, grow up now, okay? Yeah. The world sees you as a woman. It's time to do some jury service. Get out there, honestly. So stressed you can't sleep. Wait till you got some real problems. Listen to the age coming through in us there. Right, let's move on. Another trouble sorted. I'm sure she'll thank us. I've been dating my boyfriend for 10 months. He's supportive and loving in many ways. There's a 13-year... Have I done the right one here?
It's my one.
Yeah, it's your one. Sorry. You go into it.
I'm going to read it how like you read it. I've been dating my boyfriend for 10 months. He's a supportive and loving man in many ways. There's a 13-year age gap and we come from different financial backgrounds. His parents are quite well off, mine are not. In the past 3 months, there have been 2 occasions where I've been rude to women he's been friendly with. It made me uncomfortable and I became jealous. He said after one of these instances, I won't marry you. We had long discussions and the breakup conversation was averted. I want marriage in the next 2 years and he knows that would require an engagement in the next 6 months. I've been clear. Marriage and 2+ children is a non-negotiable for me. He's 45 and has never been married. I think he's a late bloomer and has chosen the wrong women along the way. The idea of children is not very appealing to him and never has been a priority, but he says he would do it with the right dual income between us. I'm in love with him, but I'm not sure he's who I should marry. What do you think? What do you think, Johnny?
Now, this problem has all sorts of mess in it. Absolutely all sorts of mess. First of all, I have massive problems when anyone gets involved in relationships that are based solely on money and income and all of this stuff. When you start mentioning that too much, it will never last. Guess what? Incomes change. People lose their jobs. What? You just throw it out? Find it a bit sick. I mean, and also, this is a classic example of a lady who has picked a project of a guy. Not happy with who he is at the moment, but, he'll be all right once I smooth the edges off. He's 45. They ain't fucking getting smoothed off these edges. That's what it is. Get used to him, okay? Yeah, he's never met the right woman to settle down and have kids with that also has an adequate income. It just sounds all over the gaff. Where are the priorities here? And the idea that you keep having Barneys with mates that he's got, and he calls them mates, you know, because he's been flirting. Well, it doesn't even say flirting, just friendly with. There are so many red flags between the two of them. Like, you know, it's just a wall of red right now. And so I don't think that they should be getting married. And I think that these are the kinds of people that do end up getting married and the reason why the divorce rates are so high in this country and beyond, to be quite honest. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of problems here, Twayna.
I don't think she should be marrying him. I don't think he's the guy for her. I also don't think for him, she's the girl for him, really, to be honest. I don't think this is going to last. And you're demanding certain things from him. And your partner, you can't be possessive about your partner. You can't be possessive. Like if they're talking to people of the opposite same sex, spending time with friends. If you find that a problem and you're not even in, like, you've only been seeing them for 10 months, you should be like, this now is the time to kind of, you're working out who each other are. Brilliant. But if you're already feeling threatened and insecure, then it's only just going to continue. Do you know what I mean? It's not, this one's not working for me, Johnny. I think it's have fun while you're having fun with this person, but I don't like you said, it's not a project.
It doesn't even sound that fun, does it?
No.
I mean, you're spending your time having rows with women that you're getting jealous over, and he's batting you back from pressurizing him into marriage and kids. And let's talk about marriage and kids, by the way. There should be no way where someone is basing at 45, whether they'd get married and have children, based on how much you earn. Like, he says he would do it for the right dual income between us. Usually you say, I'm waiting for the right person. That can be quite an amorphous term anyway, you know, like, what is the right person? What is the right time a factor? But when I'm waiting for the right income, it's a very, very weird stipulation to have when it comes to life-changing setups like children and marriage. So, yeah, everyone's got their priorities upside down in this. Twayna, you got something on this?
And he obviously doesn't think that she has the right income because he's made that's out there in the open, and she's mentioned that he said that. So it's like, it's obvious that you, the person who thinks I should marry this man, even though you're squabbling about stuff and all the rest of it, you don't have the right income already, because he's not turned around and gone, I will marry you. I can see at no point have you said somewhere, oh, I can see a future for us together, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, he said to you at one point, because you were squabbling with some friends of his, I will not marry you. He's already stated that. And then he's also said elsewhere, I will marry the right person if they are earning the right amount of money, which is not you. So mature yourself, missus, and get yourself a better job.
Well, get yourself a better partner for sure, because
if you want to marry this guy, do you know what I mean? You need to bring, I don't want to sound like you want to bring stuff, you're making demands of him, but you don't have any on your side. Have I let down the sisterhood here?
What he requires, the attributes that he requires, you know, and give and take. But I mean, in general, a lot of the troubles we will usually have on this is people not being clear about their intentions. He's told you, I won't marry you. Yeah. And this is also a clear example of when people hear what they want to hear. And so they will hear that, but then they'll also go, yeah, we averted it, like we got through it. Did he say, I will marry you? Because you would also put that in this, and he didn't, did he? Because he's told you, I won't marry you, and you've just ended up smoothing it so you can stay together for a little while. But take the real germane piece of information there. He's told you, you're not going to get married. So pack your shit and get out.
Go back to your parents who are not so well off.
Yeah, exactly. Back to the flat.
Back to your childhood bedroom.
Right. Next trouble. Sorted that one out in no time. Although my wife is pushing for a family move back to her hometown, my heart just isn't in it. We moved to our current area 7 years ago when I got a new job in the fire service. My wife can work from home. I'm 42. She is 45. And our boys are 11 and 14. Her hometown is 12 miles away with better transport links, so we wouldn't need to drive to meet friends or go to the cinema. But I'd have to drive further to work. Plus, I've made lots of friends here through work and the kids' football club. My wife keeps telling our sons they'll be happier in a new school. Twayna, that's the trouble. How can we help this gentleman?
12 miles?
12 miles.
12 miles is just up the road, Johnny.
It's not far, is it?
It's like 20 minutes in the car if you stay within the legal limit.
Yeah.
It's not a problem, mate. What's going on?
Half marathon. You know what I mean? If you're training for one of them, you'll be able to run there.
Half marathon in the car. It's not far.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a problem. listen, just move. It's how you know. I thought when you said, "Oh, my wife wants to move the family to like my wife's hometown," to be in the other end of the country, maybe even a different country. This is literally just up the road. You're going. Is your heart's in it? Come on, stop being a. What's going on? Stop being a baby about it.
It's an absolute piss take off this
Yeah.
guy who the only redeeming thing comes out is that he's a firefighter. Thank you for your service. And
Yeah.
all that sounds like, you know, good job. But the reality is let's go through this particular line. Her hometown is 12 miles away with better transport links, so we wouldn't need to drive to meet friends or to go to the cinema. So you're just giving me all the good reasons there, mate.
Yeah.
And the reasons for sticking where you are is so you don't have a long commute.
Slightly longer.
It's slightly, and it's a slightly longer, maybe 10 minutes extra on your commute. Sort yourself out, mate. As you say, Twayna's got the geography down. 12 miles, not long. It's not long in the car. You know, we're in the world of podcasts. Have you ever tried listening to a troubled shared on your way to work? You wouldn't even be able to get through an episode in the additional time that you would have on it. Okay, so you'd have time there and back to listen to one of Trouble Chair. That's what I'm saying. Extra. Treat yourself. Treat yourself kindly. Get one of them on. But ultimately, you know, there's no reason why you couldn't maintain friendships and relationships with some people that are 12 miles down the road.
Yeah.
This is not that radical.
Yeah.
But guess what? If someone in the family is suggesting that you should move and they really think it will be happy, you shouldn't just roll over for anyone. But you need to think very carefully before denying people stuff that they genuinely think is going to bring them a bit of peace. And, oh, I'm going to have 10 minutes more in the car every morning is not an adequate excuse to prevent this. And besides, it sounds like you're going to the cinema all the time.
Yeah.
You know, get straight down there, have a bit of fun. Don't worry about your kids' football club and your mates. So I'm definitely saying go for this one.
I'm saying go for it. It's positive all round. Kids can get a new football club, maybe. It's not even that far for them to go to their football club. Anyway, even if you were going to still take them to the old football club, it's only 12 miles. Do you know what I mean? It sounds perfect. Maybe the in-laws are there. Maybe that's a bit of babysitting going on. Maybe there's more people to look after the kids, so you can walk to the cinema. You can walk to the cinema with your wife. You can go out for a date, and then you can have a few drinks. And then you can walk back because you're not driving. It's a win-win-win.
This guy sounds like an absolute, he's living in the dark ages. I'm getting visions of him living in like an Emmerdale village, you know, where it's like, got to take the tractor to the next village, you know, that kind of thing. You know, oh, there's better transport links there. Like, okay, you know, a lot of towns do have good, and a cinema, he's talking like he's just seen a Charlie Chaplin for the first time. The images were moving on the screen and like... Mate, like, what's going on? Your wife probably wants to live in the 21st century. That's what she's probably wanting to do. And you're out there, just literally painting hieroglyphs on walls. Get it together, move on. Your kids can play football in a new modern civilized town. And you will have a slightly longer commute. Don't you dare be that selfish. Right, final trouble of the episode. You ready for this one, Twayna?
I'm ready. I've been having an affair for 3 months with my co-worker who is married with a 2-year-old. I never thought it would get this far, but we have been seeing each other a lot and have developed feelings for each other. When it began, I was conscious that men would never leave the wife for the mistress, but we continued. But as we continued, I've really started seeing how strongly he feels for me and I for him. He says he's always thinking about me, misses me, cannot enjoy his time at home any longer and just longs to be with me. We finally had the talk a few days ago and he said he cannot leave his wife right now as we've been seeing each other for too short a time. They've been together for 11 years. He says he is bored with her and wants to be with me but can't leave his daughter. I made it clear that I would never ask him to give her up. I haven't felt this strongly about anybody for a long time, but the fact that he thinks 3 months is too short a time to make a decision and he'd rather stay in an unhappy marriage rather than face reality makes me think he's not being honest with me. Johnny, over to you.
Yeah. I mean, where to start with this one? It's first of all, the idea that you can say, I've given it 3 months and I can't believe he's not made his mind up. He's been married for 11 years and has a daughter. So 3 months is hardly like, oh my God, like you have to know by now, you know what I mean? He's ultimately having it off with someone at work. So surprisingly, he hasn't just chucked his marriage away and, decided to have a strained relationship with his child. With that being said, my sympathies are not with him. Obviously, he's having an affair. You both are, because I've got no sympathies with her either. She's knowingly carrying on behind someone's back, and this is not like when someone is in between relationships and it's my girlfriend, we're breaking up, and you can just go, oh, whatever. You know they're married. You know that there's other stuff going on, and yet you're still going down the line anyway. We've got to bring up that age-old adage, haven't we, here, Twayna? If he can do it to her, then surely he can do it to you. What happens when another colleague enters the office? You know what I mean, mate? What happens at the Christmas do where he fancies someone else on the team? It'll be your turn next. So I don't think it's a case of just letting him get his head together and work out what he wants. You should have a serious thought about whether this is the right thing anyway. But yeah, I also, with all of that being said, understand life's complex. Sometimes love does prevail even through relationships that aren't right. But the main thing is you've got to start being honest out of that, haven't you? You've got to be honest with people. And he should be, clear with his wife that he wants to separate anyway if he's that unhappy. But if not, this is going to blow up bad. And please let us know when it does blow up bad. Give us an update because we will read it out. And we're always here for a bit of a car crash, aren't we? You know what I mean? We could do that as bonus footage. What do you reckon, Twayna?
I do think that would be brilliant as bonus footage. I like the bit where it says it makes me, the last bit when it's like, it makes me think he's not being honest with me. Of course he's not being honest with you. Like, why of all people would this man be honest with you? I mean, let's say you've known him for a while. But you've known him quite intimately now for like 3 months. And within that, you've known that he's married to somebody else. He's in a relationship with somebody else. They've been in an 11-year relationship and they also have a 2-year-old child. Therefore, everything that this man's going to say to you is not possibly going to be based on the truth. You're fun and exciting, and maybe his wife is a bit bored, which is possibly why he might be having an affair with you. But also, it's like, actually, he just might be a bit of a shitbag. He might not be actually that bored with his home life, but he's having the time of his life, is what he's having. And he's having the time of his life with you. And I think the one honest thing that he did say to you was that 3 months is too short amount of time to make a decision. Like, that's the one honest thing that he said. And you're taking that to be like, oh, it's a brush off. It's like, actually, that's the one honest thing he said to you. Like 3 months within the whole realm of, I've got other stuff going on. If he was a single man, maybe if you'd been doing this and after 3 months, you'd be like, hey, where do you see us going? It's like, actually, he can't just get out of the situation he's in. And maybe he could if there wasn't a small child involved. So maybe he's just thinking, maybe he's said one honest thing and you've taken offense at that. It's like, that's the one honest thing and sensible thing he said to you.
Yeah, you do have to remind yourself that you have only been shagging this guy for 1/8 of his daughter's life. She's 2 years old and you've only been together 3 months. In fact, let's do some maths here, okay? Obviously, it took 9 months to, unless it's some feat of medical marvel, 9 months to conceive and then be born. So, in terms of the gap between when he was obviously sleeping with his wife, having a baby, and when he's been shagging you, it's all pretty new. It's not like it's, he's got grown-up kids and maybe living in a sexless marriage or whatever else. He is absolutely having his cake and eating it, and you are the cake. If you're happy being the cake, keep being eaten. But if you don't want to get divulged in that way, then you might want to ask some questions. what gets me about this is something that we all do in life, isn't it? Where you set up logical parameters and then you completely deconstruct them with the way that you go on to explain it. So, you've got into an affair. Many people would say that was a mistake at the start, but you were clearly going in with the mindset of married men never leave their wives. So you've got a rule around having affairs, have you? You have value judgments on the affairs that you'll enter into. I'll go into the ones with men that will leave their wives.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after that, you've become annoyed by the fact that this married man hasn't left their wife in the time that you expected them to, which is 3 months, which is a sign-up subscription with Spotify, like a trial period, that kind of thing. Apple, you know what I mean? 3 months is not enough time to work out what you want to do with the rest of your life. But the idea that you were just shagging and then obviously feelings have got involved, yeah, that's what happens. Tends to. It's an age-old thing. But there's a difference between intimacy and the feelings that might kind of stir up, and then the practicality of where you're going to live, how you're going to get on, how you're going to tell his family, how you're going to deal with when he's saying he didn't want to leave his daughter, it's not, I would never ask him to leave her. It's not about you. It's about maybe the wife's like, I'm going to move somewhere else. I'm going to move to Japan because I don't want to be with my cheating husband anymore. And I might take the daughter, which will have its own issues. But either way, it's going to become problematic to be in his daughter's life. Again, I don't really have a wild amount of sympathy for the dad, but I don't really have too much sympathy for the person here. I think that this is going to be ultimately doomed to fail. And the only way that it wouldn't would be whether he does over the next few months work out that either way, he doesn't want to be with his wife, leaves her. And then at that point, if you were to enter into something, you'd have a chance. But doing it this way round with plenty of overlap, you better get used to being the cake and used to being eaten.
It's like, what do you want from this as well? Like, I don't know, like, what do you want from this guy? In like, that you're having an affair with somebody who's already in a relationship with somebody else and they've got a small child. Where do you see, like, do you think, like you said, like you said at the beginning, like, at some point, let's say down the road, 6-9 months time, he leaves his wife, you then enter into a relationship with this man, and a few years down the line, you're in the same situation. You are living together, you have a child of your own. Like, can you not see that this may or may not repeat itself? Like, this man already has form. It's like, what's to say that you're not just gonna be one of many? Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, these things can happen, but also, like, you've seen the other side of this man, like, whereas his wife might not know this side of him. Like, you're on the other side of this man, which he seems to hide from maybe lots of people that he knows. And you think this is a suitable person for you to be in a relationship with. Bitch, you crazy.
It's so true. Ultimately, you've been able to see this person under a stress test and they failed it, and yet you still want to come back for more. It is a wild one, but it also shows how desperate some people are to forge any kind of romantic relationship. It's tough out there, and people are willing to pick up other people's cast-offs when they don't even know they're cast-offs yet. But maybe have a bit more respect for yourself. This one doesn't sound like it's a goer. And that's it. Another episode, 6 troubles down. We are genuinely. Do you feel like we're healing the world one trouble at a time, Twayna?
I do. I feel like a Michael Jackson song coming along, but we can't talk about him. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of stuff that could get this podcast cancelled anyway, but we'll draw the line at mentioning MJ. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you, guys, as always, for listening. And if you do want to get in touch with one of us on our socials, at iJohnnyCochrane or at Twayna Mayne, let us know if you've got any troubles. We'll read them out. We'll solve them for you. And until the next episode, new episodes are out every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Do check them out. And until that next episode, remember, a troubled shared is a troubled halved. See ya. Bye-bye.